This is Amanda from the 36 LD Democrats and our endorsement interview with Cindy Black and the Seattle Democracy Voucher Program Levy Renewal Measure. Cindy, over to you to talk about this important ballot measure.
Well, thank you for letting me interview today. My name's Cindy Black. I'm the Executive Director of Fix Democracy First, and I'm also co-managing the Seattle Democracy Voucher Renewal campaign for People-Powered Elections Seattle. I'm just going to start with a little bit about the program in case folks don't know. The Seattle Democracy Voucher Program was approved by Seattle voters back in 2015. It is a public funding of elections program that gives four $25 vouchers to all eligible Seattle residents to give to participating candidates of their choice, either for city council races, mayoral, or city attorney races. Seattle residents who are at least 18 years of age, a U.S. citizen, a U.S. national, or a lawful permanent resident, such as a green card holder, are all eligible to use the voucher. So you don't even have to be a registered voter to be able to use them. The program is paid for by a small property tax levy, which needs to be renewed every 10 years. And this is the year the levy is up for renewal. So we've been working with the city council over the past year and a half or so, and we really wanted the city council to refer to the ballot because we didn't want to collect signatures again like we did the first time. And the city council did vote unanimously on April 22nd to refer it to the August 5th primary ballot as Prop 1. So the Yes on Prop 1 campaign, which is being organized and led by People Powered Elections Seattle, is now asking for endorsements in support of the levy renewal. The new levy renewal would bring in approximately $4.5 million annually over the next 10 years. This will cost the median Seattle homeowner about $13 per year. And I just want to give some highlights about the program. There's been a lot of research about it, including a couple of books written about it. So one of the things that we're most excited about, has greatly expanded political participation. Seattle now has one of the highest, if not the highest, contributor rates in the nation. In 2015, only 1.3% of Seattle residents contributed to city council campaigns. And since the implementation of the program, the contributor rate has increased by approximately 700%, which is huge. In 2017, the first election cycle the program was available, 88% of voucher users had never contributed to a campaign before. Seattle campaigns now rely more on small donor contributions from everyday residents. And since the program began, dollars from small contributions under $100 increased by 156%, while money from large contributions over $250 decreased by 93%. It has also boosted voter turnout by close to 5%, as first-time and low-propensity voters are shown much more likely to vote after using their vouchers, an especially important increase since local elections tend to have lower voter turnout overall. The program has also led to more women, people of color, and younger candidates running for elected office. Many first-time candidates, particularly those from historically marginalized communities, indicated that the availability of democracy vouchers was a major factor in their decision to run for office. In addition, it encourages candidates who participate in the program to directly engage more with constituents, as they are now all potential donors who can help fund their campaigns rather than focusing on wealthy donors and special interests. By reducing the reliance on fundraising and campaign contributions, the program enables elected officials to dedicate more time and attention to listening to the concerns and needs of their constituents, not just big donors. And because of the Seattle program, Seattle is now a national leader in participation in local campaign finance. Seattle's donor base is now more diverse, and Seattle's candidate pool is now more diverse. Democracy Vouchers offers a pathway to more representative and responsive democracy, enabling progress on housing, community safety, workers' rights, climate justice, and more. As democracy is being threatened on the federal level and the impacts of big money in politics are more visible than ever, protecting local civic engagement programs like the Seattle Democracy Voucher Program is essential. We ask for your endorsement for the Seattle Democracy Program Voucher Program Levy Renewal Prop 1 measure that will be on the August 5th primary ballot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With 10 seconds to spare, that was amazing. Great job. I'm gonna open it up if there are any questions from folks on the Zoom at the moment. That was fantastic though. So I got a question from Tyler.
Sorry, using the little Zoom hand gets time consuming, so I'm using my human hand. I would love, Cindy, just to hear a little bit more, if you can share around the kind. I know there's been more analysis around who's getting to more engaged in the political process, and how we're getting different candidates forward. So if you wanted to expand in any of like how we are deepening and diversifying our democracy piece, with the voucher, if there's any more detail on that, I'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of the stats in front of me, but I could totally get those to you. But we're seeing a big increase, especially women and younger people running for office, and also community of color members as well. In particular, in the mayoral race, we're seeing that city council races, in particular, which have some of the biggest impact. And so I can get you some of those numbers. There's two great books out, one from Jennifer Herwig, who we're going to be presenting at the national conference next week with her about the program. So we're very excited about this. But it's been considered a model program across the country. Other jurisdictions are trying to look into how they adopt this. Oakland voted on it and approved it, but they just haven't gotten funding for it to start it. But that's one of the reasons why so many people love the program, is because it just opens the door to so many more people that aren't normally able to run for office because maybe they don't have the access to money like some of our past candidates we've seen, let's just say in the past, it's just been hard for some people to run for office because they just don't have deep pockets or connections to deep pockets. I hope that answers your question, but I can provide you with lots more statistics.
Great, thank you. We have a question from Anita.
My question is on impact to the homeowner, the costs of the levy.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is this levy is one of the lowest levies in the city's history compared to other levies. And again, there was an increase in the program. The original program, it cost somewhere between $8 and $9 on average per homeowner. But because of increases in running campaigns, administration of the program, after 10 years, it needed to be increased. So the average with this particular levy would be around $13 per homeowner, which again is one of the lowest levies in the city's history. So again, when you get $100 access to give to candidates, $13 seems like a pretty low price to pay. We wish there were other options, but as we know in the state, we have a pretty regressive tax system. And so trying to rely on general funds, back when the program was started, we felt like a small property tax levy would be the best way to approve the program. And that money goes exclusively to the program. It can't be tapped for anything else.
Great, thank you.
Oh, I do want to mention
Yeah,
is
please.
that senior citizens and disabled persons are exempt. They do not have to pay this levy.
Great, thank you for that clarification. Anita, did you have another question or? Yes.
Sorry, I had to unmute. My question is, the money comes in and people are sent out the vouchers, but they don't use them. What happens to the unspent money?
It just gets carried over. So any money that's not used in any particular year just continues to carry over into the next election cycle. And that's why $4.5 million per year was to look at how it would pay for the program over 10 years. So any money that doesn't get used in one cycle carries over to the next cycle.
Great, thank you. I'm not seeing any others, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with mine. On what do you see, what do we look forward to in the future for democracy vouchers? Like, these are great numbers and great encouragement. Do we look at, are we continuing that that trajectory to keep increasing those? Are we hitting it? Are we like, okay, this is good, we've achieved it? What's the future for what this looks like going forward?
Actually, the numbers are better than we thought it was going to be. So that was a really nice, a benefit of the program that, oh, this is even better than we thought it was going to be. And we hope to continue to do that. The program I forgot to mention is managed by Seattle Ethics and Elections Commission, which is wonderful. And they do use some of that money that comes in to give to grants to community organizations to do outreach. Because non-citizens or legal residents like green card holders are eligible to use it, they don't automatically get sent the vouchers. It's only people that are registered voters. But anybody can go into, and there's an online portal that you can go and request, or you can just call and request those vouchers. So there's a lot of outreach going out with community organizations through the grants during an election year to let people know more about the program. That's one thing we're hoping to do going forward, is just continue to educate people and let them know the program exists. Because some people just still don't know about it, and our goal is to try to expand that.
Great, thank you. And what about the positions or offices or races that are eligible for democracy vouchers? Is that going to, is there any looking at expanding any of those, or are we limited on that?
At this point, no, but with the renewal that the council referred to the ballot, also in that measure was next year, the council is going to form a work group to look at the program, see if there might be some improvements to it based on feedback from organizations, community members, elected officials, people that have used the program, of how it could be improved. So that may be an opportunity to look at. Is there other positions that may want to open the door? Unfortunately, the levy only covers the races I talked about. It would need a increase in the levy, and that might need to go to the voters again if it expanded to other positions, say like school board or port commissioners or other places like roles like that. But there is an opportunity for improvements when they talk about it in the workforce next year.
Great, thank you. I'm looking for any other questions from folks. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And thank you so much for your time. I think this will conclude the recorded portion of our interview.
Great, thank you.